Managing diversity. Yeah. First is diversity workforce. What are exactly the challenges that is involved in diversity? Techniques to manage diversity, managerial decisions, and the barriers to managerial decision, work motivation, and performance appraisal. This is chapter 2. I'm sorry for the typo error. And we will learn this thing in today's class. Yeah, great. Let's say, let's understand what is diversity and how diversity comes into the place of workplace these days. You know, development is the name which is most common perspective that carries with us these days. We want to develop, we want to grow. I want this development, I want that in development. So when we are speaking about development, then we must have that in our mind, that change, change is something which is the prerequisite of every development, be it human development, be it organizational development, be it development of anything in the world. The most constant process of development, or the most constant dimension of development, is change. You have to change. Either transformational change would be there, it will be transferred, uh, 100% transfer was there, and it's something that comes out very new out of the world from the old one. Or there will be something of transactional change, small change. Yeah. So when there is development, when there is change, there is diversity. How? You must be asking me how. If you will see, in last 60 70 years, before 60 70 years, we don't have that sort of MNCs in India which we have right now. So any MNCs, like multinational companies. So where I was speaking, like, when globalization, when industrialization was introduced in India, Indian population or Indian organization witnessed a lot of change in the functioning of organization because of the introduction of a lot of organization in India. Let's say there are a lot of multinational companies which are functioning through India or which are functioning in India. Wells Fargo, then Amazon, then there are a lot of, you know, who are just working over here. Host company, who, like, the mother location was there in US or Europe, but the host location is in India. And as a result, the employees of India have to deal with employees of different, have to deal with different people of different caste, creed, and community. And there comes to the thing of diversity in workplace. Because when I'm working with an Indian organization, I'm just working with Indians only. When I'm working with a multinational company like Amazon or like other companies, then I'm working with different set of people who are coming from different cultural background, are from different race, religion, sexual orientation altogether. And the most diversified thing that we have witnessed in India right now is LGBTQ. Prior to this, we have only one thing in our mind, say male or female or nothing. The third gender is not accepted or not respected in India. This is altogether a different task, you know. And then comes to the LGBTQ. Yeah. So there also the sexual orientation of people are also get accepted, like gays or lesbians. So these are something which is diversified in society. Exactly, the diversification is there in workplace. So workforce diversity means the similarities or the differences among employees that is there in terms of age, culture, physical abilities or disabilities, race, religion, gender, sexual orientation. So it is something which speaks about the differences or similarities that exist within employees, yeah, in terms of their age, in terms of gender, in terms of mental and physical abilities, in terms of religion, and in terms of sexual orientation. Yeah. Then what is diversity management? So basically, diversity management is a process of made to generate and maintain a healthy, positive work atmosphere in offices where similarities and differences are valued in the organization. If you will see these days in US, few years back there is a protest that black people are not accepted in work because of the tendency that white people feel that these black people do have a inherent tendency of theft. As a result, black people are not recognized in Indian or in American organization and even in American societies. As a result, there is no diversity in the workplace. White people dominated society was there in America. So what is diversity management then? Just to understand, realize and accept the diversity in the organization, that everyone is human, everyone do have their own opinion, own differences, own similarities, and own perspective to think about the world, and they have equal right to work in the organization also. The meaning of diversity management has greatly been emphasized on its impact on diversity verifications, variations, requirements, expectation, and several other critical issues. So you cannot say that this sort of employee is not required for us. This sort of people is not required for us. So diversity can only be managed when you will appreciate the variations, when you will realize that there is a requirement in diversity. There is a requirement of diversity in the workplace. And when you will realize that the several other critical issues usually maintained by a certain set of people, which the other set of people cannot do. So diversity management is the workplace is created to make sure that every employee is treated equally, so that they can all be their best self and happily contribute to their part to the organization growth and strength. So why diversity management usually created in organization? The reason is that so everyone have the right to live and right to employment in any city, in any country. Be you are a citizen of India, you are a citizen of any other country, right to equality and right to employment is there. Yeah. So when we are saying that diversity management is in workplace is required, because the reason is that the diversity management policy or the giving equal opportunity to every employee helps them feel that they are valued, helps them feel that irrespective of their age, culture, race, and abilities and inabilities or religion or sexual orientation, they are valued. As a result, something that is best of their self can be given, so they can contribute best in yourself. Let me give an example. When you are in class, there are a lot of students in the class, right? Those who are very good at your studies. Some people are not good at studies, some people are average. So if the teacher prioritize everyone equally, it's like instead of prioritizing only the toppers or only the good student, you may try yourself that, okay, even though I'm not good at study, my teacher is giving priority to me to study and giving me ideas to study. So let me try what I can do my best, where I can do my best. So that is something which is actually there in workplace also. If you will alter the position in workplace, you will realize that when employees of different background and different organization cultures are valued, are prioritized, are equally treated with others, then they usually contribute best of their self to the organization growth and development. So I hope you people got to know what is organizational diversity is. Next is how we can manage organizational diversity. Now we understood that diversity is important because why it is important, I will let you know in the later slides. So what are the techniques then? Most of the organization, even UNESCO or UNICEF these days, are providing this culture to different countries that praise the diversity, yeah, appreciate the diversity, accept the diversity. So how will you accept it? How will you create it? Because there are a lot of biasness that there exist in human mind. People think in outside of India, people think Indians are lazy. Nowadays, it is getting changed because of our development that we are creating in terms of space development, or in terms of research, in terms of education, or in terms of your athletics and all. But prior to that, people think that we are not dynamic, we are static. So, but again, the positive thing, they think that this India is a cost effective country, because what they are getting in US or in any in their country at the cost of 10,000, they are getting here at the cost of 1,000. So this sort of biasness that there exists in the mind of people about India. Not right now, I'm just giving an example. So in such biasness, in such prejudice, in such stereotypeness, diversity management is not possible. Yes, even some people think that Indians are not Asians. So encourage open communication. The way of communication, the accent that we, the action that we carry, the accent, way of speaking or way of expression, the uses of language that we carry as an Indian is totally different what people are carrying in US and UK. So communication is a challenge in diversity management. What you may be saying in US accent, it's very difficult sometimes to understand uh, for Indians, because most of the time Indians used to speak in UK accent. I'm not saying everyone. To some extent, it's very difficult to understand because US people doesn't pay much attention to grammar, whereas UK people pay very much attention to grammar. So in that way, if you will see, open communication will be very effective to manage diversity. Encourage it in the organization. Don't think that he is Indian or he is Chinese or he is Japanese. Japanese are like this, Indians are like this, black people are like this, women are like this. Without communication, if you are having assumption about certain set of people, then that diversity would not be managed because you have predisposition thought about certain set of people, and based on that you are communicating. Rather, encourage open communication, encourage to ask, encourage to urge, encourage to think. So, again and again, when we are having predisposition thoughts, predisposition assumptions about certain set of people, we cannot appreciate, understand the diversity. So, encourage open communication. Encourage open communication means encourage asking questions, encourage confirmation. Do you mean to say this to me? So if you didn't understand, encourage to confirmation, encourage to to argue, encourage to confirm that okay, I was trying to say this. Did you get what I'm trying to say? Sometimes communication gap was there. I will try to say something which is not up to your cultural remarks and you cannot understand it. So urging, confirmation, asking, these are some of the open communication strategies which should be encouraged. Yeah. And psychological equality. When you are trying to encourage open communication, when you are trying to let the employee know that you are valued, you are listened, and when you are creating a space to understand employee each other between the organization or within the organization, I'm sorry, within the organization, between the department or between the individuals, then they may be creating a sense that psychological equality is there. Like how psychological equality would be there? Let's say I believe in a cultural, in India, expression of anger is not something which is very encouraged. Yeah. But in Western cultures, expression is encouraged rather than suppression of your emotion. So let's say if organization do have a policy that cultural values will be respected in that way, you will feel that I'm equally important for the organization as the American. If you don't want to express or you don't want to outburst, if it is accepted, and if an American don't want to outburst about it or spoke about it, what exactly the feeling is going on, if it is accepted, then psychological equality would be felt. Yeah, encouraging a diversified team. Try to have a team which have different set of people in it, let's say of different age, of different culture, or different gender, or different religion. So in this way, they may fight, they may argue initially, but with proper communication system, with proper policy, you can manage diversity of this. Yeah. Then acceptance. Try to accept it. Why acceptance is important? Everything start from acceptance only. Everything. Like be it a change, be it diversification, be you want to create a change in the organization, you want to bring diversification in the team, or you want to create a large scale change in the organization. Until it is not accepted by the management and the team, it cannot be implemented. Nothing can be happened. Things begins when you start accepting it. Yeah, when you accept things, yeah, it is like this only, it is like that only, that will be very easy for bring changes or bring diversity, because you accept that okay, people are different, people do have their different thinking capacity, people do have their different level of intelligence, people are different in their personality, so everything is different from anyone and people are different from each other. In that way, it will be easy for us, or it will be easy for the organization to manage the diversity. Diversity training programs. So what exactly been there in diversity training programs? They will let you understand the behavioral or functional ways of people of differences, and what is the similarity between these people who are different from each other, and what is the difference between that, and how to deal with it. So this diversity training programs helps a lot to manage diversity. So from time to time, if as an organization I'm able to give diversity training programs, and if I will able to let my employee know that the communication pattern, acceptance, belief, clothing system or dressing system or personality is different from culture to culture, from location to location, then there is a chance that I may understood that what is right for me is not right for someone else, what is wrong for someone else is not necessarily wrong for me or right for me also. Yeah. Diversified mentoring relationship. So what would be that? If I will assign a mentor of my Indian employee to an American employee, then there is a chance that, or an 19-year-old employee of mine to a 45-year-old employee of mine, then there is a chance that they will understand there is a difference between age, and there is a difference between their thinking, priorities, and importances also. That will help them to learn how to deal with differences. Intense interview-based hiring. So these days, intense interview-based hiring are very much important. Yeah. So intense interview based means these days what exactly this organization are doing? They are doing situational assessments. They are sometimes doing 4 5 rounds of interview. First is for the technical knowledge assessment. Second is situational knowledge assessment. Third is cultural knowledge assessment. So these organization are there who are doing that. Yeah. The next is challenges in diversity. What challenges these days organizations are facing while implementing diversity? See, in IT industry, in Indian IT industries, I have seen people saying, "Hey, these are senior citizens." So the 20s student, after passing their engineering, when they are joining any IT industries, if they found their boss is of 45 or 47 of age, then they think, "Arey, ye senior citizen." Because the age limit of IT is only 47 to 50. They don't have anything interest in development because they have jumped into a very great role right now. They don't have creativity because IT industry functions with creativity. IT industry functions with curiosity, with analytical skills, with problem solving skills, with writing skills, coding writing skills. And these initial level employees think that the higher level employees don't have that with them because they have already crossed this and they don't want it because they have in a position which is a VP or something like this. So that is something stereotype and prejudice. Not necessarily. Maybe sometimes it is happening, but not really every time. Most of the time it is not happening. It's not really that so most of the time when people are of certain age, no, like not necessarily they will behave to that particular age. Take an example of Milan Soman. Yeah, I've seen him some 7 days back in Hyderabad when I was in an 10-kilometer marathon running. He was fabulous. You cannot even imagine. He was beyond my imagination. I was thinking that it's just a practice which is making him perfect. But believe me, when I saw him physically, I found it out like he is just a charismatic personality. It's very different from what is represented in the television. He's running barefoot where I was running with my Reebok shoes, even though although I have completed, but I was very tired and something like that. He was running barefoot 10 kilometers. It was very perfect when he reached to the goal. So I do have the stereotype about him that okay, ये celebrities है, कुछ भी कर सकते हैं. But when I have seen him, the stereotype and prejudice is actually gone away. So sometimes stereotype and prejudice plays a very vital role to manage diversity. If I think that my senior is very old right now, is not interested in any of the creative tasks and all, then diversity management is not possible. Because I will not respect him. I will not accept what he is actually. I will just judge him based on my assumptions about life. So stereotype and prejudice plays a very, very important role in as challenges in diversity. Next is trust issues. The culture, the tradition, the experience that a person beyond me is having, which I am not aware about it, I cannot build trust. We cannot build trust to a stranger because we don't know anything about him or her. That's the reason we didn't trust. I trust my husband, I trust my mother, I trust my children because I know him. I know very well to them. I know everything about them, so I trust them. So when I may not trust my neighbors because I don't know them. It's just an informal relationship. It was a formal relationship. Hi, hello, or some party or something like that. That's it. So trust issues is important. Is something very very challenging in managing diversity because if I'm not learning, if I'm not accepting there is people who are differ from me, then I cannot trust. When there is no trust, there is no acceptance. When there is no acceptance, then you cannot learn. You cannot move away with what the organization is trying to implement. Cultural conflict. My culture is best. Indian culture is like this. Like, why these Chinese are eating everything? Oh my God, yeah, they are eating dog, they are eating snake. That is food for them. If you will be in that place, you may be also eating the same being an Indian. Let's say if you were born and brought up in China, but your parents are from India and get settled over there, and you born and brought up in China, there may be a high chance that you may be eating dog and snake also. So there is nothing called best. Everything is best in itself. Every culture is beautiful. Every culture have their own underlying principles, values, and ethics. So everything is different and unique. No culture is best or no culture is bad. So which is bad? If any culture is creating any problem for human existence, then there is a chance that the ethical principle of the culture is not good enough. So comparison, continuous comparison and social acceptance is something which is creating problem in diversity. Communication barrier, as we have discussed also, communication is a very important part, because when you will not ask, when you will not argue, when you will not confirm, when you will not try to understand what the person is trying to say, then you will not uh, try to understand what he is trying to communicate through his own words. You will just judge it based on your experience. Employee resistance. Employees are in their comfortable zone when they are working in Indian setting with Indian people. So they are in their comfortable zone. Let's say if a bunch of 25 to 30 age people are working in a certain area, and all of a sudden they realize that a person from 50 of years of age or 7 or 45 years of age are coming to their team, they may resist because they have developed certain set of comfortableness, they have developed certain set of that belongingness within team, and introducing a new member who is not up to their age mark may create a problem in their comfortable zone. That may be the reason that employee resistance would be there for diversity management. Yeah. Discrimination and racism. He is black. So in US, I have seen that racism is very high towards African people, towards Asians, basically East Asians. The racism is very high with them. And that also a reason that when they found that in Australia, if you will ask me, in Australia, there is the rate of racism is so high that Indians are usually not accepted in some institutions, because Australians are very much, you can say, the different racist behavior towards employees used to show racist behavior towards Indian employees in organization. Australia, they think that because of these Indian employees who are getting into our in our country for some low pay roles, that's the reason we are not getting employment. They discriminated. They didn't cooperate with Indian employees. So this is some discrimination and racism, which is a very much barrier to diversity. Great. The next is benefits of workforce diversity. What could be the benefit that an organization get when the workforce is diversified, irrespective of age, gender, culture, and religion? Creative team. The way I think of a like, let's say if I am a 30-year-old, I could be more creative, and being in a 50-year-old person who is managing me would be more experiential. And if we are working together, that means we have a creative team, because I can create ideas, but the ideas are feasible or not, the experienced person can let you know. Because every idea is not feasible in organization, right? So a person who is experienced, a person who is way more experienced than me, could help me to understand that this idea is feasible or not. So in this way, we have a creative team. When we have creative team and working together, obviously the productivity will increase. And diverse learning scope. Okay, when we are in our 20s or 30s, we have hot blood. We want to do means we want to do. Sometimes we don't have patience. Sometimes we don't know how to proceed in a particular job. Sometimes we don't know how to deal with failure, and even we don't know how to deal with employees who have personality issues and all. But if a person is in my team and having an experience of 25 years, or at the age of 50, could help me to understand all this. In this way, this diversified workplace will help to provide employees a learning environment, less bias. When we have a different kind of people in the organization and we are used to work with them, then biasness would not be there. High employee engagement, because where I am stuck within role and responsibility as an employee because of my age, religion, or any sort of personal biases, there may be people who could be helpful for us, help me to complete the task. Yes, higher employee engagement, let me tell you, I have seen that when female employees are on their maternity days, I have seen there are a lot of employees who used to help them voluntarily. Okay, I'm not denying that there are people who don't help, but I have seen people help them during their pregnancy days when they are going work because of before taking their maternity leave. So integrated organization culture. There will be a culture which is not tilted towards a particular cultural system. There will be an organization culture which is equal for everyone, irrespective of the caste, creed, community, and religion. Better decision making. Obviously, because you have diversified employee and there will be a different opinion and different perspectives. And when we have a lot of alternative to analyze, the decision is always better. Okay. Now we have understood that the last point, better decision making. Then let's see what is managerial decision making is. Basically, in psychological language, decision making. Okay, so decision making is a crucial for running a business enterprise. Okay, in psychological language, decision making is a process where we will study the context, then we'll try to see that whether we have faced such context or not previously, or we have any experience in our mind about that, then we'll try to draw conclusion about the situation, what to do and what to know, what not to do. That is decision making. So what is managerial decision making? Managerial decision making is crucial for running a business enterprises which faces a large number of problems requiring decisions. Which product to be produced, what price to be charged, what quantity of product to be produced, what and how much advertisement expenditure to be made to promote the sales, how much investment should be there, how many employees should be hired, which sort of employees should be hired, and whether we will prefer women employee or not in our team, or what should be the qualification, how the product will be marketed. So these are certain things actually which involves in managerial decision making process. So there are basically 5 stages or the 5 steps that is involved in managerial decision making. That is, first, establishing the objective. Like what exactly the goal is. What exactly the goal? Whether I'm trying to introduce a new product in the market, or I'm to revamping my product, or I'm trying to introduce a new product in the market. I'm trying to create altogether a new segmentation of business in the market. What exactly the objective of mine? Then I will define my problem. Okay, I know that my objective is I'm just trying to introduce a baby product in the market. So my objective is introducing a baby product or a baby diaper, okay, in the market. So what is the problem there? You need to understand the problem. The problem is resources. The problem is skill of the employee. The problem is monetary issues. The problem is competitors, or the problem is management, or the issue is we don't have that bandwidth with us. So what exactly the problem? Then identify the possible alternative solutions. Okay, now I got to know this is my objective. Then I find it out what exactly I have this 3, 4, or 5 problems. Then what could be the solutions for this? Okay, fine. There are 5 problems, and these 4 problems can be dealt with, and 1 problem cannot be. You cannot deal with competitors until and unless you are in market. So other than like resources, manpower, the management issue, everything can be dealt with. So what exactly, even if it is not dealt with, what could be the alternative solution? Then evaluating the alternative course of action. Okay, I don't have 1,000 crores with me right now to produce a new product in the market. But what could be the alternative course of action? My value, organization value is very high in the market. So let me get some loan. So that is like evaluating an alternative course of action, then implementing the decision. Okay, then let me introduce this product and I will be managing the production of this product by loan. And when I will get profit, I will repay. So implementing the decision. Yes, great. The next is I just uh, get it done by the process of your pictorial process. This is establishing objective, then define your problem. And when you are evaluating alternative course of action, believe me, this is the most important task. Why? Because here you have to see the constraint that is associated with financial, technology, infrastructure, your customer preferences, then legal, social constraints, then government constraints, everything usually evaluated in this evaluating alternative course. So this is one of the most important step of decision making process, managerial decision process. Yeah. Financial is money problem also. Is actually the formal name of money problem, Sarang. Great. So again, let's discuss about barriers to managerial decision making process. Commitment. Most of the time, managers don't want to commit because they want to play safe. They want to play the blame game because of their personality, because of their because of their experiences or something like that. They usually escalate the commitment. Okay, we will do this tomorrow. We will do that today. Like, why should I do this? This is the job of management. Why are you asking me to take decisions? Who am I to take it? I'm just an employee. These are some of the words usually manager told when they don't want to take like decisions. Time constraint. There are situations when employees or the managers or students usually take decisions without much time. Not in every situation, some of the situation. Let me tell you an example. We don't have any policy in the organization that, let's say, ABC is an organization who don't have a policy that if a third party vendor's employee work in our organization and some misfortune happens, then the compensation would not be paid by the host company, rather the third party consultation. Yeah. But a pregnant woman who was working as a third party consultant with an organization got sick and the HR have to take decision because it's beyond policy, right? So these are something time constrained decisions. They have to take decision right now without thinking much. Yeah, uncertainty. Okay, there is no certainty in the job. There is uncertainty, behavior is moving on. Personal biases. Why I will take my decisions on behalf of him because I'm not in good terms with the boy or with the girl or with the manager or with the colleague. Irrational perspectives. Sometimes employees don't take rational decisions. Why? Because either they don't want to take it or they don't have experience around the context. They don't know what is happening in that context or they don't experience such context. Okay, let's see the example again. The HR manager may not be able to take a good decision when a pregnant woman got sick because he never faced such situation in the organization. There may be a chance that he may ask 2, 3 management people by the time the lady may got sick. So irrational perspectives. I don't know how to respond this, so I will not respond. I will not take decision. I will not inform about it. I will not look into this. So that is irrational perspectives. Yeah. Then next is techniques to improve decision making. How you will improve your decision making. Yeah. First is learn from experience. Stereotype and prejudice means a type of uh, fixed thought or behavior that I carry with myself for someone else. She is pregnant, yeah, don't promote her. She will be anyhow will be in maternity leave. Arey, no, that boy is always doing overtime, yeah. Don't let's create fuss for them. So this is called stereotype. In this way, actually, the learn from experience matters. Like when you have certain type of experience in workplace, you should learn from that. If you have failure, you should learn from this failure so that you can use that experiences, that knowledge, that skills that you got from that particular event in future. So when you have idea about how to learn from experiences, you will be a better decision maker because you know how to use your past experience to get rid of your present situation. Entertain doubt. Entertain doubt means, let's say, I'm not sure whether this product will work or not. So try to ask question. Try to express your doubt. Like, I'm not sure. Let's discuss again. Okay, I'm just playing the role of devil's advocate. Do you think this will work? Asking question in a more polite manner. Because when you will ask certain questions, you are going to listen something from the counterpart. Okay, this is that and this is this. Okay, you don't know about this, and but we are working like this, and that is important. So you will heard a lot of opinion. When you ask question, you will heard a lot of opinion. And that may have a positive influence on your experience. Yes? Okay, so then when you create a sense of doubt or clearing your doubt environment, then you will be getting a lot of information, and that information will help you to get better decision. Alternative examination. So when it's organization, no, most of the time employees try to or managers used to check a lot of available alternatives. Okay, this is available, that is available, and what are the advantage and disadvantage of going with this option? What are the advantage and disadvantage of going this option? And then by quantifying it, they used to get the result. Encourage debate and counter questions. So let's say if someone is saying that this product would be very helpful if you will launch and we will get a great source of income or revenue for our organization, then try to have counter questions. What should be the counter question? Do you think that this product will work in the market? And what is making you so sure about it? What exactly is the different about the product? So this is counter questions. Contextual understanding, most of us don't have. We used to generalize everything. Let's say if someone don't go by you or by your opinion in one context, we as a human being usually think that he's not with me, he's against of me. But no, that is something contextual. In that context, your mother, your father, sometimes also not go with you. Is that mean that they are enemy of you? No. In that particular situation, they are not agreeing with you. So contextual understanding is also very important. Breaking the self theory. हमें ऐसा लगता है कि we are also very good. मुझे ये पता है, मुझे वो पता है, मुझे इसका पता है, मुझे उसका पता है. तो what I'm thinking is always right. So मुझे ये पता है तो मैं इसी के हिसाब से ही जाऊंगी. I will not see any other alternatives if it is available. So that is important. So alternative examination means what are the alternative situations that is available for a particular problem. Let's say मेरे पास ज्यादा पैसा नहीं है to start a new business. Whether I should invest from my saving or whether I should go by loan. That's something examining alternative. Then preparing for the worst. If in any case it's not working, if the product is not working or anything is not working, what will be the worst situation and what could be I done? What could be the possible worst situation for me and what I have put done on that? So that is preparing for worst. Third party consultation. A person who is not involved with you, not involved with the organization, don't know anything about it, could be a third party involvement. Active listening. Most of the time, we used to listen to reply, not to understand. So, active listening helps you to understand what the person is trying to say, irrespective of judgment. Yeah, great. The next is work motivation. Most of the human resource professionals these days are saying that it's a very difficult task for us to motivate this jet generation employees. They're getting fed up very easily. They want new thing every time. They are getting used to it, things in a very short span of time. They want new thing every time. So how will I manage to motivate my employees? First is make expectations very clear. What exactly been expected from you as an employee is very much important. Yeah. The next is provide continuous feedback. Correct privately, praise publicly. Privately and praise it publicly. Believe in your employees. Make rewards achievable. Let people know what they are fighting for. These things, what I'm saying right now, is very theoretical. But when you will go to the ground level realities of HR, it's very difficult to manage it. So they have to be very context specific. They have to do very contextual things. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.